Shalom, back with part two. All right, the W.E.F, all right, members, declaring they shall be the gods of the earth. Obviously, we've already cut them and shown you that that's not so. And the other precepts will also prove that. Okay, the only ones who are going to be the immortal God, kings, and priests of the earth are the nation of Israel, and it starts with the elect. And that, we're talking about the nation of Israel, that's made up of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. And yes, we have brothers and sisters scattered into the four corners of the earth. They may look like the other nations and speak in that nation's tongue. Nonetheless, they're Israelites by the seed of their fathers. And it doesn't really matter because we're all going to be changed into those new bodies, those new extraterrestrial bodies. And we'll get into that. All right. So, I'll give you some examples of his pride. This is Obadiah 1, 3, and 4. The pride of thy heart had deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Again, the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia, Mount Seir, Petra today. All right, clefts of the rock. All right, the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, when you go into the word Caucasus, that's where they get the word Caucasian from. What does it mean? Cave dweller. All right, so that's the understanding of the clefts of the rock. The Lord is letting you know that. All right, whose habitation is high as the modern day skyscrapers. All right, and that's how they deal with all this concrete. All right, again, with the rock. That saith in his heart in Hebrew is lab, which means mind, who shall bring me down to the ground? There's his pride, people, right there for you, okay? And though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, that's the symbolism, all right, for the Edomite beast system all throughout their history is the eagle, all right? And though thou set thy nest among the stars, right? Now again, they went into space, but the first ones to actually do it was Russia, okay? And then they came up with the fact that they went to the moon. Nobody ever went to the moon, all right? They can't get past the Van Allen belts. That's what they call them, which are the radiation belts, all right? So thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord, Yahweh. You see that? So since 1969, the early 1970s, the Lord has been taking down America, Babylon the Great, people. There you go. All right, let me give you a few more here. All right, give me a minute. This is Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. See that? See the mindset of these Edomite devils? All right? And their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, right? Like, how was Africa after it was conquered by Alexander, the Great, and his father, King Philip the Macedonian? It was named after Cephas Africanus, okay? That's how they named the continent of Africa, right? Well, America was named after Americo Vespucci. See, Americo. You get it? Do you understand? So they call the lands that they conquer, they call them after themselves. There you go again, his pride, all right? Give me a minute. Proverbs 16:18. Pride goeth before destruction. I repeat, pride goeth before destruction. And a haughty spirit, haughty meaning prideful spirit, before a fall. You see that? Do you understand, people? See? Verse 19, better it is to be humble, to be of a humble spirit, all right, with the lowly, than to divide the spoil with the proud. There you go. Okay? So that's why you're not supposed to be jealous of Esau and all the things he has, because all that was all temporary. Remember, he was given a temporary kingdom. Okay, that's it. And he's at the end of it. There's nothing he can do about it. All right, let's get back into this lesson. Let's go to Zechariah. All right, 12, give me a minute. Zechariah 12:8. And in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. All right, what does that make me think of? Okay, Daniel 12:1, right? Give me a minute. And at that time, Michael, right, shall stand up. Michael the archangel, right? The great prince which standeth for thy children, right, of thy people. Who's that? The Israelites, you Negro Latinos and Native Americans. And there it shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and at that time the people shall be delivered. Thy people shall be delivered. You see that? Not the world. Thy people. Israel. You Negro Latinos and Native Americans that are the descendants of Jacob. All right? And everyone that should be found written in the book. All right? Which would be the elect of Israelites. All right? Give me a minute. So, and in that day shall the Lord Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, right, of Israelites, right, of the elect of Israel, because that's who he's coming back for. And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David, see, the house of David, see, he's not talking about the world, he's talking about Israelites, particularly who? The elect, all right, that's the house of David, shall be as God, right? We're going to be as gods, okay? And we're going to go into that word God as the angel of the Lord Yahweh before them. Let's go into the word God here. See what it says there? Elohim.
Strong's H 430, entry 1. Eloach. Eloach.
Eloach.
Second entry. Elohim. Elohim.
There you go. You see?
And the third entry. Eloach. Eloach.
All right. Rulers, judges, see? Divine one, angels, gods, see? God-like one. Guided people, that's us. You see that? Talking about us. We're going to be the new world. What does it say? In 2 Ezra 6 and 9, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. Esau represents the ending of the age, and Jacob represents the beginning of the new age that followed it. We'll be right back with part 3. Shalom.